Welcome back to Color Class. I'm Sarah.
I'm Lucinda.
And today we're going to be discussing if traditional color analysis is breaking the laws of color. And you guys are going to have so much fun with this video because we have a lot of optical illusions.
And color optical illusions, Sarah and I are such nerds about color optical illusions. We just love them. And I'll find one and I'll be like, Sarah, that one. And we'll be like, oh, let's look at it.
Let's do it.
And they're fun, but they teach us something. Mm-hmm. We're color class. We're here to teach, right? What do they teach us? They teach us that all color is perception. You know, if you didn't have your rods and cones working properly, everything would be gray and white and black. That's because you look at something and you think the color exists in this thing. It does not. Mm-hmm. It exists because we have light coming in, bouncing off something, absorbing into something, and giving your rods and your cones these little factoids of information, and then you perceive something, and that's reality. That is reality.
And it's so crazy to think about. Like when you actually like wrap your head around it, you're like, wow. Those rods and cones.
I know. And I always tell this story. I'm going slightly off topic, but it's cute. It's a story about my son, your dear brother that you love so much.
Yes.
Who was older than Sarah and just tormented her all the time.
Say, my torturer.
But he said to me, he was looking at all these pictures of me as a little girl. I was born in 1956. So if you were born about that time, your baby pictures are the same. They're in black and white. And so he's looking at them and he's like, is this you, Mom? Is this you, Mom? It's like, yes. And she goes, and he goes, Mom, didn't you have color in the world when you were young? And that blew my mind, because that would be a logical perception for an intelligent child to have. He's very smart. He's very smart. For an intelligent little boy to see and think that we didn't have color then, and that's why the pictures look like they do.
Can't wait to send him this video.
I know you're going to send it to him, and then he's going to be like, yeah. Anyway, so the point of that is we brought some color optical illusions that actually don't line up with the thinking of traditional color analysis. So this is the video that we're going to send to you to just break your mind. It'll blow your mind a little bit, I think.
Yes.
Okay.
They always do. All color illusions do that, though.
Yeah, designed to do that. Mm-hmm. But if you think about them in the context of color analysis, then you really get all broken and zoomy and whatever. Mm-hmm. But the first one that I'm going to talk about is my favorite, because we say this all the time. Everything is relative. Color is always relative. If you look at a color and you think, oh, that's light or dark or warm or cool or soft or clear, if you're not looking at it in context, you could be getting it wrong. The law of simultaneous contrast, it says that a color placed next to another color will exaggerate the characteristics of the color. Light or deep, warm or cool, soft or clear, knock them up against each other, and they exaggerate those functions. So in color analysis, we're always talking about you want harmony. You're looking for harmony, right?
I love how you get so soft with that.
We're trying to harmonize, but we are, except when we're not. So, Sarah, would you drape yourself with this? Look at her hair. Look at the depth of how much red is showing against this green. Right? You see lots of red.
I should probably move out of my mic. Ready?
Yes. Now, when we put a color up against her hair that definitely is harmonious, but isn't a contrasting color, the red goes away. She loses some of the richness of her red hair. It starts to look a little, I'm not going to say straw-like, but
I'm going to say straw-like.
I'll let her say it.
When I wear blue, that's what happens. People will be like, you're not even a redhead anymore. Like, you just have brown hair.
because it goes away. Now, how do you deal with that? Because if you're looking for harmony in your colors, what happens when you want something to make your hair look richer in its color, or your eyes, for example? Mocha eyeshadow will make a blue eye look like somebody just turned a light on behind it, right? And that's because there's a little bit of orange in the mocha, in the formula of the pigment, and you've got that simultaneous contrast going on. If you want to get the most out of the colors you choose, you need to use both harmony and those laws of simultaneous contrast where appropriate. We do that by taking eyes, hair, and skin tone and doing the most effective colors for eyes, skin tone, and hair.
In our color portfolios.
In our color portfolios.
Your color portfolios.
In our color portfolios. But the point being, you will have a case, an instance, where you want to wear the opposite, the complement of a particular color. It might be to enhance your hair color, or it might be eyeshadow that enhances the color of your iris. Those are appropriate. A color that is wearing harmonious colors for everything, you might miss out on some of the little sparkles that you can make happen on you, of you, however I'm supposed to say that. So, the law of simultaneous contrast. Don't get totally wrapped up in harmony. You're going to have little pops of opportunities where you use your simultaneous contrast to your advantage. And the optical illusion we're going to show you shows you all of that. You can see what happens when you put the same colors on a lighter field, on a darker field, on a complementary field versus a non-complementary field. All of these things will show you that the base color that you see inside the field looks dramatically different. It's not. It's the same exact color, but it's relative based on its field. This law of color that I just gave you is also relative, because sometimes that's not true. What I just told you, set it aside. I'm just telling you the truth.
I will say the next one is my favorite, like the warm and cool.
The Bezold effect.
Yes.
So this states that if the color is small and the field is big. What we were showing you was like big and big, a field and a field. You put them next to each other and they bounce off of each other. The Bezold effect says if the field is small on a larger field, that small field will melt. It will blend into the background.
Right.
And the color optical illusion, that's really fun. It's a little Tweety bird. And we've given you the same exact red. And you're going to say, oh, no way. Color class, the sentence area, you are lying.
I know that one's warm and I know that one's cool.
Yeah, or that one's orange and that one's magenta. But they're not. They're exactly the same red on a smaller field that's different. One is with yellow, one is with blue, and it completely changes the small color in the field.
And also, the further back you are versus the closer you are, if you want to really get dramatic, step further back, you'll see it becomes even more dramatic of a difference. Versus when you're up a little bit closer, it becomes a little bit more similar.
And you might say, listen, Sarah, this is all fun. We're loving the optical illusions, but how does this relate to color analysis? We have a video or two videos, maybe a few, because this is one of our favorite kind of illusions that happens on your own face.
We had to fight for this one.
Yes, we did. And we had to prove. And basically, if you put warm makeup on a neutral face, the skin will look warm. If you put cool makeup on a neutral face, the skin will look cool. And so we, back when we were at our other company, we would say, this is true. And they'd be like, nope, absolutely not. No. You have to put your seasonal makeup on your face, and that's just the end of it. So we had to do these proofs. And we would take the same identical woman, and put warm makeup on her and cool makeup on her and slap those pictures side by side, cut them in half, put them up against each other to prove that what we were saying was absolutely right. And you would be shocked to know that if you do all warm makeup, why are you laughing?
We are out here fighting the good fight.
You were remembering those fights. Warm makeup everywhere, the skin tone will change. Cool makeup everywhere, the skin tone will change. So all of the rigmarole about, your undertone, what color is your skin? It's kind of irrelevant. If you put warm makeup, warm lip color and warm, that on your face, it will change your face. Mm-hmm. And there's a law pertaining to it.
And it might not be a good shift either. I want to make that very clear. It's not saying we're not saying go do that. Especially if you have neutral skin tone, stick with neutral. If you have warm skin tone, then you can play around with warmer shades. If you have cooler skin tone, then you can play around with cooler shades. But keep in mind.
And if somebody says, well, you don't have to do that because you say, the Bezold effect. It's a law. So that is yet another one of our favorite optical illusions, the Tweety bird. And then this one has to do with what happens when you are color draping. If you look at a color wheel, for example, and you stare at it for 20 seconds, you look and you wait and you stare and you stare and you don't look away, you just stare at that for 20 seconds, and then you look over at a white circle, you are going to take with you impressions or ghosts of the colors that you saw. Only it won't be the same colors. It will be the inverse of those colors. So what you will take with you, if you're staring at red, you will see green. If you're staring at blue, you will see a more orange color. And you'll see these. They're wisps on this white field. Mm-hmm. Now, how does this relate to color analysis?
My eyes are already tired from staring at that for 20 seconds.
Well, okay, so some traditional color analysis types will take 100 drapes, and you will sit there and you stare at them and you're like, does this look good on me? I don't know. Does this look good on me? Or does this look good on me? Does this look good on me? Does this look good on me? What's happening to your eyeballs? Color constancy, the law of color constancy is happening to your eyeballs. And instead of seeing true colors, you're seeing residual colors plus true colors. Plus you've got visual fatigue from fighting the color constancy. Are you, what exactly are you seeing? Because nobody knows. Because your color analyst who's doing this and looking with you in the mirror, color constancy affects different people with different intensities. So Sarah and I might look at this color wheel and be staring at it, and I might be, literally, on me, it's extremely sensitive. I look at the color wheel, I look at the white circle, and I'm seeing those colors instantly. On you, maybe it takes the full 20 seconds. Maybe it takes you 30 seconds before you really see the effect. So depending, she and I might be looking at the same color and getting the ghost of those other colors and not get it right. Right. And the point is, we want it perfect. We want your palette perfect. So something like this, where you've got not only those color ghosts. I'm going to call them color ghosts. Ghosts of color. You've got those, and you've got the visual fatigue happening, which is going to change the way you perceive color. This is the fourth one. Chromatic adaptation. And this is one of my favorite optical illusions.
This one is a good one. You're right.
People don't believe it, but it's true. And basically, this says that if you get used to a color, like your hair color, it looks good to you. I'm used to it. It might look good. It might be brassy, or it might be too white, or it could be anything. But if you can get used to it and you see what your eye perceives as perfect. And if you change something, and maybe you've changed something for the better, we've had a couple clients, and one I just adore. And she was like, I wasn't sure about my analysis because it just wasn't what I was used to. But then I got used to it, and I'm writing to tell you I love my new colors. I do. And that's color constancy. That's what happens because you get used to something. Well, you might say, how are you going to show me an optical illusion with color constancy when you don't know what I'm used to? I do. I know something that everybody knows what it looks like. The Coke can. Everybody has seen a Coke can. Everybody knows that red color of Coke because they also made it the red suit of Santa.
I'm telling you right now, we're going to have comments down below that are like, I don't know what a Coke can looks like. Okay.
All right. So the red Coke can, most people know what it is. And for those of you who don't know what it is, talk to us and we'll figure out something else that will like spark your color constancy. But the bottom line is you look at this optical illusion and you see the Coke can, right? And there's the red and, you know, it's sitting in the field and yeah, it's right there. It's right in front of your face. Yeah?
Right. There's red.
But when we cut into the Coke can picture and only show you part of it that you wouldn't recognize, a section of it that you don't immediately get, you know, like that doesn't look quite right to you, that's what's there. We're showing you exactly what's there. That is part of the Coke can. You can see the loop on the ascender on the C. That is what's there. But because that then becomes an unfamiliar part of that image, you don't see the red anymore. And that is the law of color constancy, and it's happening all around us.
See, don't you just love optical illusions?
I know. It's so much fun.
We're just making stuff up. We're our eyes are just going crazy.
Yeah, our eyes are making stuff
right.
up. And they're telling us, but it's our eyes in their brain. Because with color constancy, if it were just your eyes, when we zoom in on that part of the sea, we'd see the same thing. No, we don't. That's your brain remembering what a red Coke can looks like, and it's projecting it onto this not so red image.
So cool.
And it's the coolest thing ever. But the way that color analysis, it can affect your color analysis is because we get used to things. And we might get used to feeling harmonious
with a certain hair color, makeup, something along those lines.
It might not be the most flattering for us, but because we're used to it, it looks better to our eyeballs than if we're not used to it.
And we do have a lot of people come in to us and say, I feel like I need a fresh set of eyes. I really need somebody to reevaluate and look because, again, people get used to things. So we can be a fresh set of eyes.
Kudos to the people who recognize that because we had a client, was it last week, who said, I have all these colors and at this point I'm just confused. I don't know. I don't know what I look good in. I've got all these different colors and I just need to feel, I need somebody to see me.
Right.
Somebody to look at me with fresh eyes. And that's what we're here for. We'll bring our fresh eyes to you.
Perfect time to drop in our custom color portfolios.
Yes.
If you need some fresh eyes, we got you.
Yes.
And we do love a challenge. So if you're like, I fall in the middle, warm, cool, I'm neither, I'm not light, I'm not deep, I'm medium, come to us.
Or if anybody has ever said to you, you're a this, and then shortly thereafter you go to somebody else and they say, oh, you're a that. This. And you're like, but they said I was this. This person's saying I'm this. And maybe I should go to somebody else. And that person says you're a that. Come see us. Because inevitably what we will tell you is you're not any of those things. You're you. And you need a custom portfolio that takes all of the elements of you and makes a big masterpiece that you can use to shop with.
We just did a beautiful palette last week of somebody. What were their exact characteristics? Were they medium and balanced?
They were balanced. They were balanced everywhere.
Or were
balanced light to deep, balanced warm to cool, and balanced soft to clear. They were
they leaned something. They leaned something, but I forget.
Depending on what part of their characteristics you're
But it was
at.
like a gorgeous palette, and I was like, man, this is stunning. And it fit her perfectly.
They are stunning when you apply the person's image to them.
Yes.
I mean, because sometimes, when you see that person's image and then you see it with their entire landscape, it is breathtaking. Mm-hmm. And one lady says, I was waiting to get this done because I'm going to take the colors in my color landscape and do my whole house.
Yes.
I was like, yeah, girl.
You didn't know you could do that, but yes.
Why not? And I was thinking about that, thinking, why wouldn't you do that? If you
surround yourself,
you want the light bouncing off the walls and hitting your face and making you look amazing, and just walking room to room looking your most gorgeous.
Yeah.
Do it.
That's why my house is covered in green plants.
Do it.
Everything's green.
Well, we do love our green.
Yeah. With plants. Where are the plants? There are the more plants. There's plants everywhere in this house. Hanging from the ceiling, we got plants.
Yes, we do. We have walls of plants. Remember when we made your living wall?
Yeah. We have walls of plants. We have plants hanging from ceilings. We still have a Christmas tree up. So I do have a giant tree.
By the way, we're celebrating Valentine's Day. In case you don't have a date reference.
Yeah.
It's Valentine's week. And we still have
the green, it bounces so much good light.
And the red. There's red up for
Valentine's Day.
It works perfectly.
Yes. Okay, I got to do that. I'll get on that. I'll get on taking my Christmas decorations.
We will.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us today. If you are interested in a custom color portfolio, link is down below. Or come on over to Patreon. We can hang out. You get to see the moss wall that you were talking about.
And we should put all of these optical illusions over on Patreon too.
Of course. We'll do that.
You can have fun with those in still, a still photo.
So we'll have those there. My moss wall is there. All my plants. You can check out all the plants I got.
Every time I paint a painting, this one takes a picture of it and posts it over on Patreon. And people can give me like a critique.
So we have fun over there.
We do.
So join us. End of the video, down in the description below. Also, memberships are available here on YouTube. If you're like, I want to know what the next video is before it actually launches, then members here on YouTube get it a day or two early. So if you're interested, feel free, join us. I think that's everything.
I think it's everything for the moment.
Yeah, so thank you for being here with us. Lastly, I'm Sarah.
I'm Lucinda.
This has been another color class, and we'll see you in our next video.